Hey guys, it's Cece and welcome to another edition of If You Like That, Try This. So my If You Like That, Try This series is all about recommending books based on a lot of other stuff. If you have seen my videos in the past, you know that I've recommended books based on your favorite Disney princesses or villains, music, movies, Halloween activities, and today I am going to be doing a Christmas edition. So anyway, today's video is going to be all about Christmas. I'm going to be talking about your favorite things that you might do on Christmas and what you might want to read Christmas Day based on your favorite activities. I always have a few hours of downtime between waking up in the morning, going to see family in the evening, and I always need a book to pick up during that time, so this is what this recommendation list is for. You may sense a theme with my Christmas books. I have like specific types of books that I like to read during the winter. I'm just very into more atmospheric books in the winter time. I just think it fits this time of year, so yeah. Without any further ado, let's get into some of your favorite Christmas activities and what books I think you should pick up based on those. Okay, first up, if your very favorite thing to do on Christmas is to decorate, and I mean overboard on decorations. It hits December 1st, or it hits November 1st, or it hits the day after Thanksgiving, whichever is your particular first day of the Christmassy season. You pull out way more decorations than you possibly need, and you make sure everything is as Christmassy as possible. Like, for example, wearing a Christmas sweater, setting up a Christmas tree, putting lights on your bookshelves, and this is just in one shot. If going overboard on decorations during Christmas is your favorite thing to do, then I recommend that you check out The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now, the reason that I went for this, first of all, is that I think that The Night Circus is incredibly atmospheric. In fact, I think that that is one of the main selling points of this story. And if you really love creating a Christmassy atmosphere, then maybe atmosphere is the way to go for you. The Night Circus is a story. It takes place in Victorian London, and it is about magic. Specifically, it is about the circus called Le Cirque du Rêve, or the Circus of Dreams. But besides that, it is also about two magicians, Celia and Marco. They're training to become really good magicians, and some sort of face-off that is very vague but appears to be something that's going to happen in the future. It is such a beautifully written book, one of my favorites in terms of writing, which is why I just want Erin Morgenstern to write more. But if you really love creating that Christmassy atmosphere, then maybe you should sit down and read The Night Circus. Alright, going into the next thing, maybe on Christmas you would really rather be traveling more than anything else. The holidays at home can be great, but maybe on Christmas Day you are just wishing that you could be traveling the world somewhere. I've never actually traveled on Christmas Day, but I have traveled around the holidays, and it can be such a fun experience. So if you are sitting around Christmas Day and you are just wishing you could be traveling somewhere else, then I think the book you should check out is A Tyranny of Petticoats, edited by Jessica Spotswood. A Tyranny of Petticoats is an anthology full of 15 stories. They are all historical fiction stories, and they are so much fun because every single story is about a woman. It has some really great authors attached to it that I love, like Marissa Meyer has a story, Marie Lu has a story, Robin Talley, Lindsay Smith. I'm forgetting so many all of a sudden, but it is a great collection of historical fiction stories. They go chronologically, but you can kind of read them in any order, and they are so fantastic. They are about so many different cultures around the world. They are about so many different kinds of women. There are two that include queer characters. It is so much fun. Plus, it just gets you in that traveling zone with all of its different locations. So if you wish you were traveling the world on Christmas time, then maybe you should check out A Tyranny of Petticoats. Alright, people, maybe you are one of those people and you see all the presents around the tree, and what you want to do is you want to figure them out before Christmas Day. Don't get me wrong, I used to be like this when I was a kid. I knew I was always getting books for Christmas, and my mom had to start wrapping the books better because I would pick them up, feel them, and be able to tell her exactly which book was in each package based on what I'd asked for and how the book felt. She got super annoyed by this, so now all of my books are always wrapped in ridiculous boxes. Which is fair. But if your thing in the Christmas season is to try to figure out your presents early, then I think you should check out Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Mysteries are always a super big thing that I love to read around this holiday season. I think that they can be fun. I just love them. Last year this time, I actually read another book by Agatha Christie called Mystery on the Blue Train, and it just gets me in that winter zone. But Murder on the Orient Express is the first Agatha Christie I ever read. It is about a murder on a train, and there are all of these different suspects, and our hero from Agatha Christie novels, Hercule Poirot, is trying to solve the mystery. It is so much fun, besides the fact that it is referenced constantly. After you read it, you just see it popping up everywhere. It's a great mystery, and I always try to recommend it. So if you are someone who is always trying to figure out your presents early, then maybe you want a detective story like Murder on the Orient Express. If around the holiday season your favorite thing is to check out some Hallmark Christmas movies, then I'm right there with you. I am way too into watching Christmas Hallmark movies this time of year. I know logically I shouldn't love them, and yet every year I over-consume them. And so that's just fun. They are predictable, but ultimately can be enjoyable. They get you into the Christmassy season, and they're just easy and fun to watch. If that is something you really love to do around the Christmas time, then I highly recommend that you read What Light by Jay Asher. This book follows a girl named Sierra. She is from Oregon, and her family owns a Christmas tree farm, but every year, the day after Thanksgiving, they drive down to California because they open up a Christmas tree lot. So this year, she's a junior in high school. She goes back to this Christmas tree lot, but it seems like it's possible this might be the final year she gets to do this, which is really sad because she's established this Christmas tradition in California. But besides that, this year she meets a guy named Caleb who has kind of a bad reputation, but she really starts to fall for him anyway and starts to learn about his past. You see, it sounds like a Hallmark movie. I think it was about as predictable as a Hallmark movie, but I did enjoy it for those Hallmarky aspects. It can be dramatic, but it's ultimately pretty well written. But basically, if you really want to get into a Christmassy vibe this season, and the way you usually do it is with Hallmark Christmas movies, then this is definitely a good Christmas Day read. Maybe your favorite part of the holiday season is listening to classic Christmas music. Don't get me wrong, I love listening to All I Want for Christmas Is You. I love listening to all the modern covers, but my favorite Christmas song of all time is The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. I can listen to it on repeat forever and ever around the holidays because it just makes me feel Christmassy. So if you, like me, love listening to classic holiday music like Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, the works, then perhaps on Christmas Day you should also read a classic, and I would recommend that you try Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think Pride and Prejudice is a story that most of us kind of know. It's about a girl named Elizabeth Bennet. It's about her and her sisters and the fact that they all have to find husbands, and it's about Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy decidedly not getting along when they first meet. It's a fantastic story, super romantic, and just such a standout. So if you really love listening to classic Christmas music, then maybe you should read a classic on Christmas Day, and I would recommend that you read Pride and Prejudice. And alright, let's be honest, maybe on Christmas Day you are a total Scrooge. This is just not your holiday, you're not into it, you don't like the traditions, the music, you're just kind of like waiting for the holiday season to be over. If you are kind of an Ebenezer Scrooge about this time of year, then maybe you should read Misery by Stephen King. Now, reasons why Misery works for this time of year. It takes place directly after a snowstorm, and it's just generally a snowy thing that happens at the beginning. Reasons why this is not Christmassy at all is because it's not feel good in any way. It's a Stephen King book. This book is about an author named Paul Sheldon, and right after he finishes writing his new masterpiece, he's driving home and he gets in a snowstorm and he crashes, and he is saved by his self-proclaimed #1 fan, Annie Wilkes. What follows is Paul being trapped indefinitely in Annie Wilkes' house. She is his captor, and Annie is forcing him to write the next installment of her favorite series by him, the Misery Chastain series. It's dark, it's scary, and it is incredibly suspenseful, so maybe if you're not into the feel-good Christmassy stuff at all, you can still read a book that has a bit of snow, but maybe you want to check out something more horror-based. I think that you should read Misery. Okay guys, there you go. Those are all of my Christmassy recommendations, my if you like that, try this recommendations, but of course I always have a couple of freebies here at the end. If you are a traditionalist and every year on Christmas you do the same basic stuff, but you always have a good time, even though it follows kind of a similar pattern, I think that you should check out Rick Riordan's books. And hey, if you are really into a white Christmas, I'm talking like white Christmas, and if it's not white, it just won't do kind of Christmas, maybe you should check out some Sarah J. Maas books. Okay guys, there you go. That's actually the end of my recommendations. I want to show off my Christmas sweater real fast. Just 1 second, 1 second. Okay, there you go. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you find something fun to pick up on Christmas Day and read. I have no idea what I'm going to be reading yet, so that'll be a surprise to me as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!